What up, though, world? It's your man, Jay Lick. I'm back rocking with the Culture Cure. Got my favorite people in the world with me. How y'all doing? What's good?
Great.
Hi.
Steph, how was your week?
It was pretty decent.
What was it? What
Pretty,
you do?
pretty decent.
How was work?
Work was work.
Oh,
That's
okay.
really, I had no real complaints. I'm blessed. So that's
You buy anything this week?
Of course.
You got
What
it
you
that
buy?
bad?
as
What
bad.
you what you buy?
I'm. You know what? I don't
The
know.
list too
Oh, I
long?
went. I went internet shopping and I went and got some stuff. I got some stuff from Nordstrom's because that's my go-to right now. Yeah, nothing major. I'm
Any
really trying
major?
to curtail my spending, but I
Did you catch
really
some
want
major?
new
Did you
purse.
catch any major deals?
I think it was a good deal.
That's what that's a no.
Right.
No, but
It
no,
was
I love
5%
deals. I
off.
shop the deals. Like, how can I use a coupon code? I need free
Hey,
shipping. Like, can
I'm
I
not
get
gonna
10%
lie.
off?
I'm not gonna lie. I got one of the massage guns through one of her double up, triple up coupon savings. This gun is normally like $200-300. I got it for like $40.
Dang.
He
Okay.
sent me a link, like, what do you think of this? And I'm like, is that what you're trying to buy? Hold on one second. I've got a deal for that.
She triple,
Tiffany coming.
quadrupled that boy. And then the crazy part about it, I was happy it went that way because I ended up stepping in Ollie's. It's like a bargain place, and they had one in there for the same price. It don't have as much like many different attachments as I have, but
Hmm.
still same price. So I was like, yeah, if I'd have spent $200 or even $100, I'd have been upset.
Would have been pissed.
Low
Yes.
key, you do be up on the deals. You're a reason why I went to Egypt. Cause
Cause
I sure
I
wasn't I wasn't looking.
I am all about like finding the cheapest option. I will do the research. I will like what first off, I like research just in general, but give me the opportunity, like let me find a good deal. I know I can beat
You know,
this.
you can turn that to a lucrative
A thing.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, at that point, it won't be fun to become work, and then she ain't gonna
Mm-hmm.
want to do it no more.
And I'll be
She's
over
not
it.
saving herself
Mm,
money. She's saving other people money, which is not
yeah.
that fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that too, because like let me find out you want one thing. y- It'll
Oh,
become my whole new joy. Like,
That's
oh
your passion project.
yeah, let me figure it out. Let me
I don't
see if
even
I
know
can
what
find
made me send it to her. I just was like, hey, you think this is a good price for this? I don't know why. And she's like, what? Is
Because
that
she's
what you're
always
saying?
shopping. I
But
think
yeah,
on a
they,
subconscious level you do that, but it worked
yeah.
out.
yeah.
Soraya, how was your week? You know, you
My
the one
week
that's
was
still beating the pavement every day.
Yeah, my week was pretty good. I made a triumphant return to the gym this week after taking a week off, and so
Okay.
that's
To the
been
actual gym.
ooh, Lord.
yeah. It's like a boutique gym, so
Okay.
it's only two people in there at a time with a personal trainer. But I took a
A
week
week
off.
off?
Bougie.
Yeah, well, he had some vacation, and then it just didn't mix with my
Oh,
schedule. And I thought I was gonna have a hard time when I went back, but I didn't. I was okay. I went right back into
oh,
it.
good.
I actually missed it, and I think I needed that rest because I was getting worn down. So happy to be back and back in the groove. And as far as I can tell, didn't gain any weight in that week, which usually happens to me. So,
Look at God.
amen.
Won't he do it?
Yeah,
Won't he
how was your
will?
week?
Um, it was all right. Just busy. It went by fast. I'm glad tomorrow's Friday.
Oh, that was it.
Aaron made it another year around the sun while we were gone.
Oh
So
yeah,
let's
Oh,
celebrate.
yeah. She
She
is.
left that
Tiffany,
What's
for
that? What's that?
was that noise necessary? Make me
You
feel
like
like
that?
I'm at the
You,
club.
what you 40? You 42
That's
now?
as close as
I
I
know
can
you
get.
lying.
42. That's like you look good for
I'm not in
42,
my
baby. You look good. You looking good.
I'm
They say
not
black don't crack.
42. I'm not
They
even
say
in
Oh
my
God.
40s.
black don't crack, girl. Girl.
You better testify.
It don't, girl. I ain't no dog on 40. I'm
But
not even close. You tried it.
Hey, them great, them silver fox streaks. You know.
Oh my
However,
God.
my
There's
week
the
was
one who's
straight.
older than me.
Am I?
Yes.
What, 2 months? 2 months? 3 months?
So that means you're 50 and I'm 35.
Right. I don't look it though. So.
Somehow that math works.
Wow. Wow.
That's
Wow.
how it works
You
out.
you just what you just boy I tell you, you just be really
See, she
happy
be
when we
coming
had
for
these
you.
when we had these conversations. She just be so happy because she's just 86, but she had a dawning moment when she realized that Saray was born in 86 also.
Big fella. Did I ask you to put the year I was born out?
Yeah, I did it.
Ooh.
I did it.
I'm
I
unclear
did.
as to
I
Big
did
fella.
it. I did that. However,
Threw it way
no, my week was straight. Was on a nice little vacay. Start my new position tomorrow, so that's gonna be
Oh,
cool.
excuse me.
Yeah, yeah. Start my new position tomorrow.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So excited and a little anxious to see what that's gonna be like. I'm not selling anything anymore, so happy about that.
Look at God.
Um,
So
yeah,
what will
but
you be doing?
underwriter. So
Oh, excuse me.
yeah,
Nice.
so that's gonna be
make your
cool.
paper.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do a little something, put a little cheese to the side. But you know how you take a vacation, but it don't really be a vacation because you be up moving the
Of
entire
course.
time.
Yeah.
Man, so I was just doing a lot of housework, and it was one particular day. I was sitting in one spot, like going through boxes, breaking down stuff, whatever the case may be. And I wasn't like sitting comfortably. I guess I was just sitting like on the edge of the couch and just moving boxes, whatever. So I did this for like, got up, ate lunch, ate dinner. So I did it for maybe about 7 to 8 hours straight. But I'm watching TV, whatever, and I'm chilling, right? When I got up, it was like almost 9. I was looking like, damn,
You didn't get
body.
nothing done.
No. My
Oh,
body felt weird. I'm like, damn, I'm tired. Like I'm exhausted. Like
and then
how?
get a damn
from the
thing.
I'm ex-
same
I'm
spot.
I'm exhausted. And then I went down there and I looked at like how like the boxes I had went through like 7 or 8 boxes and them big dumbass boxes. You know what I'm saying? And they were full
Mhm.
books and stuff. And I'm like, just certain mental and just whatever type of exertion that you have, depending on what it is. And then the fact that I wasn't sitting properly, you just
Mm.
did something to my body. I literally went and got in the bed and was gone by 9:30. Out.
Nigga, you old.
Wow.
I was out.
It's
But
so funny. Like,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's just funny how like our bodies are getting older and we don't necessarily recognize it until we go to do something that we were completely capable of doing
Girl.
a year ago. And it's like,
Them,
wait a minute, why is my side hurting so
Man,
bad?
them
you
What?
knees.
What?
the
They
knees.
crack
I
when
was
I
gonna
walk
say the knees.
downstairs.
Yeah.
I
What?
used to be able to climb on top of the counter to like get something out of a high cabinet and be fine.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Now when I do it, the firmness of the counter tears my knees apart. And I'm like,
Need a
what's going
soft
on?
surface.
Dog.
Wow.
Like, what
Wow.
just
Them
happened?
knees ain't no joke.
Man, what?
Them
I
knees
was
Wow.
trying
and
to
the
prove to
and my back.
somebody. I was at a party the other day, and I was trying to prove to somebody that I had Megan Thee Stallion knees.
I don't know
You
why you
don't.
did.
You don't.
You can't.
I don't
You
even know why you
Played,
set
shouldn't.
yourself up like that.
played
You
myself.
shouldn't.
I
Hold
went
on, hold
for
on.
it. I mean, I
Hold
was
on,
able
real
to
quick.
save face in the moment,
Real
but I'm
quick.
like, oh my God.
What what did you do?
She
You just
dropped it
like
low.
you was dancing like twerking too? Or
No, this was just like the proving that I can keep going up and down on my knees.
This was her.
How many times did you do it?
I had a good 3 times, and then they was like, keep going, and I was like, you're a lie. I don't have to prove myself to you.
Uh, but yeah,
Mm.
it's real crazy like how your body just be like, no, we don't do that no more, player. You stopped doing
Yeah.
that 5 years ago. We don't
You
don't
didn't
do
know
that.
it 5 years ago either.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do that. But yeah, it was
Mm-mm.
cool. Got a lot of housework done. trying to put a situation together where we can start recording in my basement. So, you know,
Yeah.
and trying to do something. So it was cool, but back to work I go. However, let's get to it. It's a lot going on. Let's start off with the BS first. I think I think it was Tiff that brought up something about. No, is it the Tiff right now? I don't know. But how Trump is encouraging people to do voters fraud. What's up? What's up with that?
I mean, he's just out here wild. He's telling his voters. I mean, it's typical Trump at this point. So nothing. Like my mom called me, and I'm just like, yeah. I mean, that's just what you expect from Trump. He had an interview, and he told people to vote via absentee, and also go into the polls day of and vote.
And you
What?
can't do that.
So that's voter fraud. Like that's an
That's,
actual crime. You're
that's a
telling these
surefire way to
people
get everything thrown out.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, like cause everything
Mhm.
because what you got to do to go in that day, they're gonna ask you. Because for our local, I got an absentee ballot just in case, so I'll be prepared. But I was able to go, and when I went there, they was like, "Yeah, it says here that you got an absentee ballot. What happened?" Oh no,
Oh,
I'm good. Yeah, they
Yeah.
say they see it in the system like you had an absentee ballot. What's up? Or you lost it? It didn't come. All right, cool.
oh, good.
So
And you
we
got to
go.
fill out an
You gotta
affidavit to say to
saying that you're
dismiss
not
it.
you're dismissing that ballot. You're not turning it in. It's been
Good.
lost or whatever, and then so it's gonna be some stuff to happen. But for the fact that he want people to go in there willingly ready to lie, and then submit another ballot while they drop one off into their local county clerk or whatever, which is going to cause some problems now because they're going to run two votes for this individual, and then it's going to, of course, jack up the system. So
I hope
I
this
think he's
whole thing
creating
ain't
a
gonna be
safety
too.
net.
Yeah, I hope it's just not gonna be too much of a circus. I like I want November to get here, but then I'm like, okay, this is about to be a whole disaster.
Mm-hmm.
speaking of November, if you planning to do anything major, buy a house, maybe get a car, do anything in the stock market,
Before.
anything big, do it before November, like, cause they either gonna go to hell or they gonna go sky the fuck up,
Yeah.
like yeah. So whatever you plan, if you're doing anything, I got a couple of friends that just bought homes, and they're like, man, it's even though it's a seller's market, people are like trying to just get out of stuff. Like I got a friend that he actually leveled up off of somebody's misfortune, but that's the nature of the game sometimes.
That's life.
Mm.
Yeah, he put a bid in on the house and got outbid, but then the person that outbid him lost their job due to COVID. So now you don't have proof of funds. And
Dang.
lady called him back like, "Is that bid still on the table?" He like, "Not that one, but I got another one for you."
Yeah.
So he said he was able to get it for like I think 5,000-10,000 under asking, and she gave him a seller's concession because she had jacked up the roof, doing some
Mm.
trying to break up some ice. So I
Mm.
mean, he I don't even think he's 30 yet, but 4 bedroom, 2 bath. I don't think it has a basement,
Nice.
but there's 4 bedroom, 2 bath, 3 car garage. Um, it has like a third. It has like a lofted room that he's gonna turn into like
Mm.
I guess a man cave because it doesn't really have
Mm.
a basement. And then it looks like they were building another loft over the garage, and the garage is insulated and it has heat and electricity. So you just put a
Dang.
drop staircase and go up there and finish, because like it has lighting and all that up there already.
What city?
Like
Right. I
maid
was just about to
quarters.
say
Blo-
what area.
Bloomfield.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
Nice.
yeah, he came up. He came up. Real nice.
You definitely did.
Mm.
But yeah, like it's just a crazy time right now. But one of the things I do appreciate is that I think Tiff had mentioned is that we're doing more positive things with this time. Like people are playing in the stock market more. I don't know if you all know or if you knew or not, but Apple split their stock. They split their shares or whatever. So I think it was like a little bit over. I think it split at 120, and I think it was below that yesterday or earlier today. So if you don't have any
Really
Apple stock,
now?
It split at 125. It closed today at 117.
Yeah, so
Um,
it's below the offering, the asking initial ask price. So if you want to, and I think I don't know if Tesla might be up because they split theirs too.
Tesla closed at
yeah,
three. It's 380 right now.
yeah, I
Oh
heard
yeah,
about Tesla.
but so just if you got any extra money, definitely some places to put it into right now.
It's worth
That's
a
one of the
try.
first things I did when COVID hit was like start playing around in the stock market.
If
Hmm
you would
I
have
still
put
got
like
stuff in there.
if you would have had stock in what we're using now a
Mm,
year like, a
Oh my
year ago
gosh.
Bro,
today,
mm.
Oh,
My
bro,
a
lord.
year ago today, if you would have just had 100 shares a year ago today,
you'll be
no,
all right.
you,
Even in January, I think they said it was still low in January.
it was over $100, but in March of last year, it was under $50 a share.
Mm, my,
mm.
my. But
Yeah.
who knew?
How
That's
would
the
you
thing,
even have
like
the
yeah,
foresight?
Actually,
that
they did know.
Well,
Well, they knew
Not
that COVID
not
was
us.
coming and
Yeah.
going to happen, but
Our
we
government
didn't
knew.
know what our response was going to be in the sense that we're going to be
Yeah.
using this platform.
but
right.
Yeah.
that's the same thing about any IPO that comes out or any type of stock. Like for instance, I used to always complain about like the big three and missing that era. But we've had some major booms. We had Yahoo, we had Google, we had
Yeah.
Facebook, and of course, around those times, we might not had a whole lot of money, but we had a couple of dollars to, we all got a decent
New
habits
money.
that, yeah, yeah, we got
That's
money
true.
that, you know what I'm saying. So we were not taught, and that was another conversation I was
I
having
was
like
gonna say that. Yeah.
they always talk about what they teach in school and what they don't teach, and it was
Hmm.
like I was having a conversation with a couple of people, and they was like, they don't teach about money, they don't teach about credit, they don't teach about the things that you actually need to be successful because they just teach you to get a job, go to
They
school,
don't teach you
get
life
a short.
skills or how to be logical or make smart
Right.
decisions.
They teach you to get a job, and
They
then
took that
just
out.
they want you to be a part of the workforce. So go to school, get a
Right.
job, be a part of the workforce, not to
Yeah.
think logically and think for yourself and then to think critically about the things that are actually going to, help function your life. And that's what we need to start doing as a people and like we need to teach that stuff in our home. Like they're not going to teach it at school. All right, cool. So when you want to start, giving your kids an allowance or whatever, now, if they get to asking for so much, you want to ask mommy this, mommy daddy that, whatever. All right,
Hmm.
cool. So let me start teaching you the value of money and how we gonna work it, and we can you should do what the Gordys did. They developed their own bank and they within their family. People were like, they had a little money. Somebody would come in, you would borrow, you had to pay interest, and you paid the family back. Like
Mhm.
Mm.
if that ain't how to grow, that's you ain't got much money, but if somebody in your family needs to borrow $1,000, whatever. All right, cool. You borrow that $1,000, you're gonna open up an account, but you got to pay that $1,000 back at a 3% or a 5% interest, and we're gonna put all that back into this account, and we're gonna keep letting this mature and grow.
Yeah.
And the next person that needs to pull from this money, same thing, and then matures and
Hmm.
this grows, and we start paying ourselves. We
I
become
got
So
a
our
if you
own
question
don't
bank.
for
pay it back,
y'all.
are you like out of the family?
Yeah, we don't mess with you no more. Like I
I
can't
say,
fuck
what
with you.
happens if you don't pay it
Yeah,
back?
Yeah,
what's the
you ain't.
penalty?
I got a
I'm
question
writing you
for
off.
y'all. Right. So Ivanka Trump and Trump, I think they're like starting something where they're basically like trying to get people into these jobs that would typically require a degree. Like basically if you have some of the skills or whatever, then you don't need a degree to get these kinds of jobs. But like talking to was four of us have degrees. How do y'all feel about that?
So from jump, let me not say jump, because I drank the Kool-Aid, right? Like I doubled down on school. Um, I've always thought since like I graduated with my bachelor's, couldn't find a job, and they told us like growing up, as soon as you like get this degree, like the
You
world
said
opens, right? The world opens up for you, and like they
liar.
roll out the red carpet, and it was nothing like that. And I
Uh-uh.
recognized like I came out at the housing crash, went back to school, was still working the same little job, you
Mm,
know. I personally think that they put us in a lot of debt, or they created a situation where we are saddled with a shit ton of debt, and we are in jobs where they train you on what you need to know. Now, are there certain jobs that require schooling? A doctor, sure. A lawyer, sure. Like even in the business world, like sure. But every place pretty much teaches you what they want from you. All school shows is that you're a well-rounded person and you're capable of learning
And being
concepts
consistent.
and applying those concepts, right? So for now, why I'm not one of those people who's like, well, I got all this debt, you should go get it too. No, if you're capable to do the job, I don't really see a need for you to necessarily spend 4 years in college to get going on that.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't have a problem with it. I guess my thing to what Tiff was saying is, all right, if y'all gonna do that, can y'all pay us back? Because
Please.
because you implemented this after the fact and I went to school or what have you, and now I owe all this money for a job that someone can go get without owing all this money. So okay, if you want to do that and you want to decide to pay even a portion back, like fine, but you gotta make it make sense for me, just like anybody when it's time to vote and when it's time to go for certain things. Okay, well, yes, I want the greater good, but like, does this
Help
benefit me
me.
in any way? Yeah, help me. Help me.
You don't, you don't even have to pay me back. Just wipe it away. Like it's
Well,
just
That's
yeah,
numbers.
I
It's
yeah.
just
think that's what
it's
Biden
just
and
it's just numbers on a piece
Kamala.
of paper at this point. Just wipe it
I
away.
think they
Like
working
just
on like Xing
hit
out some of
delete.
that debt. But
Control
Yeah,
Alt Delete. You know what
When
I'm
I
saying?
that
Like
is
tell
just
part of
you,
their platform.
I will
Control Alt
cry tears of joy.
Delete, and it's gone. Like it's just numbers on a piece of paper right now. Because
Mhm.
I mean,
I mean,
so
the national debt is already outrageous. So, like, what's a few billion more?
what's a
I
little
mean,
more?
come on.
What's
to be
one more
honest, and then
trillion?
and think about it like this though. If you look at the money functionality of it all, once you wipe away that debt, and then we start a new, it balances the scales. It puts us in a different position in regards to
To
other
buy
countries
more.
to do
They'll be
different
already.
Spending will
things.
go through the roof.
Yeah, like I don't. It just it levels out the playing field. It makes us look better. First of all, let's really be honest. If we want to go deep into it, we don't even own America. We in so much debt to China and all these other places.
Actual.
Like let's 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 knock this off, and maybe let's own this place again. Let's start working on what I'm saying, paying that stuff off or whatever the case may be. But I don't know. It's just like I think me and Tim had a conversation. It's like they're doing their best to be honest. I think they've wiped away the middle class, and they're doing their best to keep it wiped away. And then it's going to get to a point where there's such a far jump from just barely making it and I'm good, I got it, I don't worry about it, I can go to the store and swipe my card and not care, where you're just never going to make it up there. It's going to be like just so drastically hard
Big jump.
to make that jump. You almost got to give a kidney away.
Yeah, they've been working at that for a while, trying
And
to get rid of the middle
Trump
class.
is going to end it. I mean, if we not careful, he will succeed.
He definitely will end the middle class. Like, because let's think about it. We looking at it like there was a time if you had a household, dual income household, or even if it was just the mother or the father that was working, but they made at least $100,000. Now after that, after taxes, you probably brought home, let's say 70, depending on what dependents you had, right? That was a decent living. There were people in my neighborhood that had cottages up north, 2 or 3 cars in the driveway, was paying college tuition, and they were comfortable. Comfortable. $100,000 job now, even though I would love to have one, it ain't really no money. It's not no money. Like it was something that somebody said to me that they I think Tiffany said this. They are going to allow the inflation to kick in,
Oh
but
yeah.
we're not going to raise the minimum wage. We're not going to raise no type of money coming in, but you're going to raise the cost of living. Like how
Right.
how does this ever make sense to me? I just I
Right.
never get this. And then it's funny to me, like, and it's good because everyone should get it, but and no shite, no what is it? What is it
Shade.
called?
Hey.
Shade. There you go. That's our show.
What?
No shade to the government jobs, but you all get cost of living increases every year. You know what I'm saying?
Why would
So
that be shade?
we should get it too. Like if y'all get it, we should get it too. Like how is
Yeah.
if huh?
She said, "Who is y'all?"
If you think cost of living increases is a necessity for the government workers, then it should be a necessity for everyone because you can't
Because
keep
we all
increasing
gotta
my.
pay to live.
We gotta pay the same thing to live. So
Mhm.
it's like
So
how does
Tiffany,
Yeah,
dang sis.
it was one band, one sound until we started talking about
cold,
that cheese.
Uh huh.
blooded.
Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
One band, one
but
sound.
but it's just like how does that like that concept doesn't make sense to me. You know it's a necessity, but you don't make it a wide thing, a worldwide
Well, I
thing, a
mean, because
widespread thing.
everybody loves businesses, right? So you work for a business that owner or that board decides those increases. So of course it's going to be different for government because government recognizes the cost of living goes up or there needs to be a wage increase for whatever reason. A business may recognize that, but their bottom line is what's more important. Them generating revenue is more important than them actually paying their employees a livable
Yeah.
wage.
I mean, I get that government and then private sector, so yeah, it's definitely different. But when you look at this, look at the same token, depending on what your job is and what business you work for, they still getting raises and you getting increases. It just depends on what level you're on. So
Mm.
yeah, it's the bottom line, but it depends on how that bottom line affects what level of individual. If it's not affecting me, then we don't. If I'm up here and we don't need and raising wages is going to affect my personal bottom line, then no, we can't do that. But if it's not going to affect my personal bottom line and we're still turning over a profit, oh yeah, we get you a raise. It's cool.
Here's a few pennies.
Literally. Remember that when you would go in those meetings back in Sprint and they'd be like, yeah, we're gonna give you 5%. You'd be like, oh okay, and then you start thinking about it like
That ain't nothing.
5%.
Not a thing.
But I will say this. So I used to think like that. Like probably on that level, it didn't equal out to a whole lot. But the higher you go, like a 5% raise could be significant
Oh,
if you
right, for
look
sure.
at it
If you're making
yearly.
significant money, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if you're making decent money, like a dollar raise is a lot of money throughout the year.
Right.
Yeah, if your 5% is a dollar, but if your 5% is 30 cents or
That's
25 cents,
still not. It's just. I get
nah.
what you're saying.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I did the math today, and so
Oh, somebody got a raise. That's what
I
it
was
sounds
like,
like.
"Oh, that's not that. Okay, that's not bad."
So you got a raise today?
No, it doesn't
um,
take effect
Uh,
until
uh,
January.
Okay.
Because
oh,
the answer to that question is no, it's not
it
today.
was that cost of living
tomorrow.
increase. Oh, it was,
You
Right.
get a raise tomorrow.
it's the next check, next billing cycle. She gets the next
To
check.
answer your question, the answer is no.
Well,
Today I
congratulations
did
on
not.
not getting your raise.
Right. Congratulations.
All right. For all the people that watch the Brandy and Monica versus, I hear some problems in there. What's going on? What was the issue?
Oh, I don't know
First
about
off,
problems. I really enjoyed it. Let's get that out the way first.
yes.
I really enjoyed it. Lots of nostalgia. I have been a Brandy fan for a very long time. I like Monica too, but like I really like Brandy. I've always really liked Brandy. So that just it touched my heart to hear those songs, to hear her singing her songs
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they
during.
did stuff live.
Well, no.
Oh,
She's a vocalist. She's an artist. They both are. But she would catch the flow and catch the moment and start singing along with it. And they had mics so you could hear her, and sounding crisp and clear as always. So
sounding
it
like
was
the
good.
radio.
Okay, And I'm just like, yes, same. So I really enjoyed that. It was so good that I stopped keeping track of who was ahead of what. If I had to give it to somebody, I would say Brandy by like 1 or 2 maybe. But it was really good. And there was another side to it that a lot of people had a lot to say. I'll let Tiff touch on that because she making faces.
Well, no, I do. I enjoyed it. I can't really necessarily pick a winner. I like Brandy. I like Monica as a child, obviously. Well, it's not obvious, but like I listened to Brandy more. I can't say I've ever just sat down like, yo, play that whole Monica album the whole way through. Just I can't recall a time I've done that.
That first one was a banger.
Yeah. She said she
I mean,
was
I don't know.
12. I knew she was young. I
Singing
thought she
like a
was like
grown
13,
woman
14. But
What?
she was 12
with
when
them
she
white shoes on.
recorded those vocals.
Girl, I
Come on.
remember them white shoes.
Yes.
The talent, mama. But yeah,
A
12?
powerhouse voice like that.
12.
But I think that a lot of people were making comments after about like how kind of shady it was and how they really just don't like each other, which is something that's
It
kind of
was
been
evident.
going on their whole career.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
that Brandy is an awkward girl, and it came out heavily between their interactions. I feel like Monica is just a hood girl, always been a hood girl, always gonna be a hood girl, and she okay with that. And I love it. And everybody else loves it about her. But I think that Brandy is like super awkward, kind of weird, and always kind of conscious of
The cameras are on.
right. So we need to act a certain way. This has
I
to be a
always got
certain
that vibe
way.
from her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think that you ain't gonna get
Monica
that from
wasn't
Monica.
having it. Yeah.
No.
It was clear that Brandy was like, okay, smile, hold hands, high five.
Yeah.
And Monica
We
was
need to
just like,
show we're a united
all right.
front. Come on, girl. Hey, you want to do a tour together? We've got to do a tour. Come on, Brandy. Or come on, Monica. Sing the song with me. You could sing more than that. She told baby girl, Brandy said, we a group. Monica's like, we ain't no group. I said, oh, the niggas coming out there. I love it. I love
Really?
it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And at the end, they saved the boy for last. And so they stood up and was dancing and stuff. And like Brandy was singing, like, okay, let's sing our parts. Monica didn't say a word. Like Brandy was singing her, and then she caught on, like, okay, this bitch not singing. So she just like she kept singing, but she pulled the mic away so you couldn't hear her. And I'm like, that's just bold. Like I would have liked to hear y'all sing that live because Monica did keep singing when one of her tracks was playing, and she sounded really good. But that was the only time that she did it. So I'm
They
like,
had the
ugh.
highest
I
number
don't
of
think
views,
Monica
right?
was there.
Like 1.2 million or something like that.
Yeah.
It was 1.2 million on Instagram. So
Oh
I
yeah.
initially started watching it on
Oh,
Apple, and then
right.
I moved to Instagram. So there's a lot of different platforms that you could watch it on. That was just
Dang.
Instagram.
That's
Man,
amazing.
that
Like,
is amazing.
it was a beautiful experience. It was dope to be able to watch it and to see like that music is just timeless.
It
It's
Mm-hmm.
is.
both of their music is just timeless quality music. I mean, whatever their personal
I think
issues
it
are,
really
people
hit
just
the
don't like each other
millennials
sometimes.
because
Yeah.
everybody grew up on that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the music of your childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Certainly, if they did decide to do a tour, I would go. So I mean, I
Yeah.
hope that they
Easy.
Yes.
get it together. I would go.
Easy.
I want the expensive seat. Like I ain't trying to be in the mezzanine or nothing like
COVID
that. I
and
want.
Right.
all. Like, okay, I put my mask on, whatever.
Yeah, I would
So
definitely
yeah,
go.
of course, Ray jumped out there like, yeah, we gonna make it. I was trying to come up with something, but I don't know if the good sis Monica is with it. We'll see.
She said, I got other stuff. She tried to get out of it so many times. Like, I got other stuff going on right now. Like, she kept trying to Hollywood her. And it was like, all right, baby girl, quit mentioning it. Like,
You
we
could
here for
still
these 3
entertain
hours
the
doing a
idea to
show.
keep the fans.
You know she
Yeah.
And
gonna
not
need that.
that's not necessarily saying like, okay, go through with it after the fact, but just say, oh yeah, that would be a good idea.
Right.
She
Let's
gonna need that
talk.
money soon, just like everybody else.
Did
Yeah.
y'all know what originally happened?
Between them,
Uh-huh.
Okay,
I don't remember. I feel like I knew
I
at one
remember
point.
what I heard. Now whether it's true or not,
Oh,
So
I mean, I
somebody
wasn't
give me.
there. Obviously, I don't know, but I just watched this thing with Dallas Austin talking about it because he said he was there. He said verbatim, he's like, Monica is very ghetto.
Oh shit.
He said if you didn't have gold teeth back then, she wasn't messing with you. Like she was straight out the hood, owned it. That's just who she was. And Brandy wasn't like that. So behind the scenes, I guess they didn't record the song together either. So they went to the AMAs and they were backstage. And I guess Brandy said something to Monica, and Monica punched her in the face. So
What?
the interviewer asked Dallas also like, yeah, so it was like a fight, and he was like, it was more like a punch.
Like she just punched her, and that was like
that was it. Like, and it was before they had to go out on stage and perform. And he's like,
Oh
it
my
made
God.
obviously for a good performance because they were like
mad at each other.
adversarial at that point. You're right. Anyway,
I gotta look up this performance on YouTube. What year? AMA? You said
the AMA. I would assume
probably
the year
like
came out
90.
or the
Yeah,
1997.
I gotta look this up. It's got to be on YouTube somewhere.
Dang, I guess.
But I feel like getting
y'all don't
punched in
remember
the
they
face,
used to,
Brandy was still going to be a professional.
which
said
she
what?
should.
Oh yeah.
Y'all don't remember they was saying they was really beefed out over Usher?
Oh, I heard that too. I think I vaguely remember
I did
that.
not.
And they talked about him a little bit, like
Monica was pissed.
yeah, because she said like our voices go really well together, and we've done 2 songs together. And I asked him to do a 3rd one, and he said no. Like she kept saying it too.
Yeah.
Like, well, he said no, and he said no. Like,
I still love him, but I mean,
okay, well,
talk your stuff.
all right. What do you think about you?
Is she hurt? What?
Sound
I
like
think it
it.
was like she was calling them to the floor.
Yeah,
Like, it's
Yeah.
your turn on the carpet, homeboy.
because she played Slow Jam, which I love. And what
That
was
was a good song.
Yeah, that was a good one. And then the one from like their first album, I got the name of it, but that I remember that one too. When they was like really young. So,
That's crazy.
but it was good, and they keep saying like, "Wait till you see who we got next." I don't know. Did they announce it yet?
Yeah.
They didn't.
No.
T.I.
Timberland.
still trying to get 50 Cent to go against him,
He
but
has to stop. Nobody wants to see that one. And I bang with Tip. Don't get me
Who do y'all
wrong, but
think will
nobody
win
really wants
that?
to see that one.
I won't say 50, but I don't know because I like T.I., but
T.I. will win that for sure.
I don't
would say
know.
T.I.
Yeah,
I
50
think
don't have
T.I.
50,
has.
50 don't have enough. He don't have enough hits.
I was gonna say T.I. has more songs, but if it was like a 10 against 10, I don't know.
No, 50 don't
No.
have as many hits. We're talking about hits. Now,
Yeah,
if I
T.I.
can go and if I got 20 hits and you only got 10, then I got more ammo to pull from. You know what I'm saying? Than you got. You only once your 10 over, it's over. I can still keep
that's what I said.
thumbing through.
I like 50 Cent's music like a lot back then, but T.I.'s?
Nah, T.I. got way more hits. Way more
Back when
hits.
he had that real strong accent.
He has some club bangers
and
too.
he's still putting out hits. So I don't know.
What's that song with Ball Pressure?
Never Scared remix
Never
or something
Scared.
like that. Yeah. That came on at the gym today. That's the only reason I was able to name that for you.
That was a jam.
I haven't heard that song in years. That's hilarious that you heard the song today.
That one go. I know. It's funny that you brought that up because you literally just heard it like 3 hours ago. And I was like, oh yeah.
Weird.
But yeah, I would watch it just because it would take me back, to hear those. But I wouldn't do my schedule like I did for Brady and Monica.
Oh yeah, I carved that time out. Like, I mean, I really wasn't that busy anyway, but I had it on the TV. I had my phones going. Like, I need to be able to read the comments too.
Wow,
because it's a party. Like, you want to watch it with the party. It was Michelle Obama was in there commenting. Everyone was there.
Yeah. What they opened with Kamala Harris. She addressed everybody.
It was just fun. It was a good experience.
I'm glad you all enjoyed yourself. Moving right on.
Like y'all went to a concert.
Right.
Yeah,
it was our COVID concert.
All right. So
they need to do a festival. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
Well, I
No, with
think
all the verses. Like
Oh yeah,
every verse,
ooh, that's
like do
gonna
a
be
festival
expensive.
of it.
Ooh, expensive.
I pay my money.
Mm.
Think about it. I thought this through. A festival on Belle Isle because it can hold the people. And it's just this
It's
own
gonna
little
take you
island. Where
4 days to get off of it when it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't
I
think
know
all that through.
I'm definitely getting on the boat. We gonna try to get on and get off. Like I can't a car. You'll never make it home.
You will walk. You should be
Mm.
able to
No.
walk over.
Mm.
Yeah, you
Ooh.
know what? That would make more sense. I wouldn't allow anybody to drive over. Just take that hike and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
then that would make more sense because you put
Or
cars on there.
provide some kind of shuttle
A,
service.
a ferry or something like that. I mean, you still
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to wait with that, but at least.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
wouldn't. You put cars on there. It's a wrap. Because then
Yeah.
Mm.
somebody gonna fight.
And then
Right,
somebody
Guaranteed.
gonna get shot.
Yeah,
that
if you
too.
put cars on there, somebody gonna fight and somebody will get shot all
Because
at
you
the same
can't, I
time.
mean, you can have metal detectors coming in, but you can't control what's in somebody's car.
Nah,
Exactly.
nope.
Dang, I ain't been to Belle Isle in so long.
That's nice up
Last
there.
time I think was like high school.
Dang, that was the last time. I think I might have
I'm
been in the
pretty sure.
last 3 years or so.
I'm
Yeah,
ready
because
to
I
go.
did like the UNCF walk last year on Belle Isle.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Well, so we can't go forward without taking a moment to speak about our buddy old pal Black Panther and how that came out of nowhere. Um,
Yeah.
it took me
Yeah.
back. Like that took me. That was just like Nip. Like it was like what? What you mean? And
Mm.
then then when you read it, it's like, well, I guess it makes sense. But he was putting out heavy
Yeah,
hitter
filming
movies. You
while
know what
it
I'm
was
saying?
Listen,
happening.
During this time, like heavy hitter movies with a lot of
listen.
action. Like
Mm-hmm.
you couldn't have told me nothing. Like huh?
Yeah. And that's some real inspiration for me.
Stage
Like,
Yep.
4,
yeah, right?
stage 4, and
No,
you out
no one
here.
knew. No one
Yeah.
knew you were basically essentially on your deathbed,
You were
right?
Yeah,
out
Yeah.
here dying,
And
dying,
you
still
but
are
working.
you are
putting out
literally doing all this
classic.
amazing work, inspiring all these people, and no one knew you were sick at all to begin with.
And they were
Yeah.
saying like while he was filming, he would have to leave. Well, people knew, but
Well,
they were
obviously,
discreet.
yeah, but
They were
People
discreet
who
with
needed to know.
yeah, they were
yeah,
Yeah.
discreet with his because of he asked them to be discreet, and obviously they were. So I was hearing reports that he would leave different tapings and be gone because of whatever. Get his strength back up, come back and be 100%, knock it
he was
out.
like
And
a real inspiration because
he's
I
a
from
superhero,
what I'm
like in
thinking,
real life.
the average human, right? For some reason, I feel like would almost, I mean, you are the victim, but would kind of play that, like would tell people like, I have
Oh
I,
yeah,
cancer,
Sympathy.
I have
I can't do
yeah,
cancer,
this because
feel
of
bad for me. You know what I mean? Like,
use it as a crutch.
yeah.
He used it as motivation to keep
And no
putting
yeah.
one
out
knew like
fire.
Did y'all
that
watch the
Yeah.
Five Bloods?
for
I haven't
Not
watched it
years.
yet.
yet.
No,
Not
I haven't
yet.
You
I've
watched it
hear
been
yet.
me?
wanting to.
Huh?
He had cancer for 4 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Like
with
this
the
ain't no 6 month thing. Like,
one of the actors with the Five Bloods, I can't remember his name right now.
I started that, but I didn't finish it. But yeah.
He said that he regrets kind of the light that he held Chadwick Boseman in during the taping of that. He's like, they would call cut, and he would have like a Chinese medicine doctor there. He would have a masseuse giving him massages. He would have all of this stuff. So the
Thought he
other
was a diva.
actor, yeah, he
Mm.
thought he was like, oh, that Black Panther stuff went to his head. And
Oh,
Hmm.
he
really,
didn't know.
like,
Yeah.
I'm
he
trying
was
to
probably
live.
in so much pain and pushing through to
Dang.
make this movie because he made this commitment and he wanted to work.
I'm over here
Like,
trying to survive and
yeah,
live.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's just perception. Though. Like we all do it. When you don't know
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
what's behind the red, when you don't know what's
That's
behind the
true.
veil, you perceive a lot of things like this, and
We do that
sometimes
every day.
and then sometimes your reputation precedes you. Like people, are around you, and let's say me and Tiff had a falling out, and now Tiff is telling Aaron, "Oh yeah, Jeff, this, that, and the third, woo, woo, woo." So now you meet me, and I may say something that references that, or may give you the idea, like, "Oh yeah, I see what she was talking about," and whatever. So now this is your view of me. So now like that reputation starts to kind of travel, it goes or whatever, and then and you get the whole diva, or
Yeah.
you got the big ego, but you don't really
Yeah.
know what's going on behind the
Mhm.
scenes, and we just make a observation on bits and pieces of information,
Yeah.
and then when it comes out like, oh no, this is the reality, it's like, oh damn, like what?
Bro,
Cause
listen, people do it
yeah,
like
every day.
all the bad stuff I've heard about Joe Biden and Sleepy Joe, like he can't get his thoughts together, and then come to find out he's been suffering from a stuttering problem his whole life. Like,
Sleepy Joe is wild. Like the fact that the sitting
he's a
president,
child.
is creating all of these names. Like he provides so much comic relief when he hit us with that China. Like
Virus.
China.
it.
Okay.
He enunciated. He wanted you to know exactly what he was saying.
Where it came from. Like, oh, just to
China.
remind you, it didn't come from here.
That's why we shut down the borders of China.
Mm, mm, mm.
Um, but no,
Oh my
to get back to
goodness.
Chadwick, like I think that what's dope is he showed us that everybody shouldn't be privy to parts of your life. Like
Yeah.
some things don't
Yeah.
have to be shared, and like every celebrity, just because I never subscribe to the thought that because you're a celebrity and you live a public life that you are obligated to
Tell me everything.
right. Like if you make music, I really only care about your music. If you're an actor, I just need you to get up there and sing and dance and do whatever it is you need to do to entertain me. Like that's it. And I think oftentimes in this age of social media, it's so easy for John Q. Public to feel like people owe us a part of them that we don't deserve. And the fact that he was able to keep that in, he had a solid team that was able to keep his wishes. Like that's amazing. And let this be a lesson for us in the future to just be a little bit kinder to people. The people who like even the hood dude in the store who's going off for no reason. You don't know what type of trauma he has. You don't know what he's been through. You just don't know what's going on in anybody's life. This person could have got the worst news of their life 5 minutes ago and they don't know how to process it.
Yeah.
So if we are all just a wee bit nicer to each other, nobody's asking for leaps and bounds. That'd be nice, but just 10% nicer to people, we'd be in a better place.
So I gotta piggyback off that. Sometimes when calmer heads, when you're in a situation like you said, like if you're in the store and you got that hood dude, whatever, and he going off for whatever, somebody said something to him, whatever, and he could have got, like you said, the worst news ever. And walking into that, and sometimes what we'll do is we'll engage depending on who they're talking to. If they're talking to us or talking to somebody else, we'll engage and we don't have to. Sometimes you just need to let the situation de-escalate itself.
Mm-hmm.
Let him say what he has to say, and let him lead. When you respond to certain
Everything
things, like,
don't require a response.
man, listen, say it again. Like everything don't require a response. It don't require a reaction. It don't require. Some things just need to be what they are and let them be. And sometimes you have to swallow your pride, and it's very hard as a man, because depending on who's around and what environment that you're in, it takes a real man to realize it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. Yeah.
This is not worth it. I bump you, whatever. You with your boys. You want to jump tough, nigga. What do? And now I'm with my lady, and now for me it's like, damn, I don't want to look like a bitch with my lady. Now I gotta jump stupid. Yeah, ain't no
but in a lot of cases, you are able to walk away and go home with your lady alive.
But
and
in reality,
because you didn't say nothing.
But what you got to process in this situation is that he is still with these people, and they're looking for something, because obviously if we bumped each other, I'm more likely to say, my bad, excuse me. Even if you bump me, and if you turn around and jump stupid, you're looking for something. So
Yeah.
now the ball is my court. Do I engage and try to figure this thing out? Or do I be like, you know what, you're right, buddy, and keep moving?
Yeah.
Because what's the greater goal? So like you said, man, being kind, being nice to the people, just taking into consideration that we've all had a bad day and we responded to those bad days in different ways. You've lashed out, you've put that hurt that you were given on people that didn't deserve it multiple times. Like,
Yeah.
and most of the time it's your loved ones. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
we have to, just
Guilty.
like you said, yeah, like you get that, and it's like the first person you may see, maybe brother, sister, mate, mom, dad, and then they just say the slightest things that you
And that's the one
normally,
you snap on.
And you
it be the
check out.
it be the stuff they normally do.
That's
They
true.
normally do. This is their normal tedious, rigmarole where they just, but you easily like whatever, and then on today you check out like
Yeah.
I'm mother and
You always do this. Like,
you
nigga,
always doing this dumb shit like,
Yeah.
last 6
and then
days I did the same thing.
now you got to come back with a whole serving of humble pie, and then what the problem is we let it fester. It comes into a situation, and then we try to sweep it under the rug with a gesture or whatever case may be. We have to, like you said, be kinder and take ownership in a lot of situations. But
I think if
hopefully,
people
like you,
took the time to even think first, like
Yeah.
I think
reaction.
our emotions is just that. It's just emotions. Like they essentially lie to us in a lot of cases, and we react so quickly to things that then once you got a chance to sit down and think, you like, I messed up. Like if you take the time to think, then you'll have less to apologize for, basically.
Yep.
it's nice. I like it.
And you'll hurt. I mean, it's a ripple effect, right? Like once you sit and actually think about some things, you like, oh, I'm glad I didn't say anything. Because it was either a misunderstanding or it just wasn't worth
Like
saying
I was
anything half
bugging
the time.
anyway. I had
Yeah.
it all wrong.
And then you saved, the possibility of hurting someone else's feelings. So
Or how
it's a
about
ripple
asking
effect.
questions? Hey, you all right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything. When you try to disarm people, it takes two people to tango. Like you
Yeah.
can't argue with me or lose it on me if I'm not engaging
You're
with
not
you.
responding. Yeah.
So I mean, unless you're the type of person that's like you trying to get a response, I'm gonna just keep pushing you because I know I can push you off the edge. But that's whatever. That's here or there. But if you just, hey, are you okay? Do you need a hug? You need some love today?
Hey,
Like I'm
but
not
look,
trying to hurt you. Maybe there was a
so
misunderstanding in what you thought I did.
two things. Well, one thing that would be great, but unfortunately, they wouldn't accept that either. It'd be like, well, you think you funny? You think you funny? At that point, you need to walk away. Like, you know what? You're right. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't, but it could get real funny in here.
Right.
So welcome to the circus, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right. Because if you respond like my man, I wasn't even like that. You good? Like, are you okay? No, motherfucker, you did like. So. But yeah, but we do, and like I think it's crazy. Like this whole social media thing it's out of control now, and with COVID, I don't think we're ever gonna get it back in control because this whole they got new names like Karen, now they got Kevin now. I didn't know it was a name for the guys, but they got Karen and Kevin. And I was watching something on Instagram where this dude was standing off to the side, just doing his workout, at the track. He, doing his thing. There was another younger Caucasian lady standing not too far from where he was, doing what she was doing. She's about 12, 14, something like that. And a couple come running past, whatever. It's like 4 or 5 lanes. These lanes were empty. He was over here, it was in a lane, but it split off to like another area, so they could have definitely got over. They kept running in the lane that they were in, which was the lane he was in, all the way up into him, got up to him, and then made a big deal. Oh my God, you're not supposed to be right here. This is the track. Go over there. Bro, like, what's this? 4 of the lanes over here. Like, what's the problem? Like, what?
Why do
Gotta stop
these
yelling at me
things
before we move
Like,
upset you
further in the
so
conversation.
much?
like,
I'll never
why?
understand
What
that.
is the problem? Like, I'm over here working out just like you working out. You're not supposed to be in this. This is for the track.
They
He
ain't
went
want
and
them there
pointed.
anyway.
Yeah, he went
Yeah,
and pointed to the area on the ground like, "This is the track. This is the track. Like, go over there." And he
and
was
they
like,
always try to blame it on like, oh, you not following the rules, right? Like
"You're
the
not
black
following the
person is
rules."
not following the rules. You're not supposed to be doing this. If you mind your business,
Right.
you probably wouldn't even really notice or care enough.
So the funny thing is that the young lady, she was, like I said, in the same area he was in. She was like, "Well, wait, I'm right there too. What's the problem?" The woman that was with the guy was like, "No, sweetheart, you wasn't over there. You were over here where you were supposed to be." She said, "No, I was right next to him. What's the difference?" "Oh, now you all are trying to make it a black thing. We're just saying he's not supposed to be in that area. Oh my
I
God!"
was
And then
like,
of course
you made it a
Girl.
black thing.
Right.
You
they
are
ran away
racial
talking about
slurs.
some Trump 2020. Yeah, I'm like, what? Yeah,
Oh wow.
It's
yeah,
gonna be a civil war, whether he
yeah.
win or lose.
I guess it's
These
You
people be
already set the
so
stage.
yeah,
angry. Like
it's
this makes me think of the whole. I can't remember if we talked about this or not, but I was talking to my mom about this. I'm like, the fact that we use the term Black Lives Matter, who in their right mind would get offended by that statement?
Racist.
You
Yeah.
find time to get offended?
They're just outing themselves.
Yeah.
and that
I had one of my
comedian that
coworkers tell me one time, I think earlier this year actually, was like, yeah, like it's just really sad what's going on, but you know, I mean, maybe if they, you know, were saying like, you know, Black Lives Matter too, maybe so many people wouldn't be so upset. And I was like, well, the fact that a lot of people don't understand that's what Black Lives Matter means,
Me.
that's
Right.
number one problem. And why, if I want to say Black Lives Matter, because I have to remind you of that, why do I need to add something onto it to make you comfortable?
Hello.
Mm, mm, mm.
Like
My
we
God.
gotta change
apologize
Black
for
Lives
being
Matter.
late.
Like, oh, we're not trying to offend anybody, but Black
Right.
Lives Matter also. No, I shouldn't have to say it anyway.
And the
I
crazy
forget
thing is, there's been countless examples of
That
why.
Black Lives don't matter.
Yeah, like even recently with how you're able to apprehend people who are not black without incident, without killing them, who
Yeah.
are
stop talking because we lost you. So if you can hear me,
We
stop
can't
talking
hear you.
too. We can't hear you, and that's a sad picture that froze on too. All right, now we got you. Go
sad.
ahead.
Girl.
Now you back. Go ahead. We couldn't hear
When
you. You had
what
froze.
was the last thing y'all heard? Cause y'all stopped, y'all froze too, and I was like, I don't know what they heard.
No, we stopped because we didn't.
Well, yeah, whatever you stop saying is that's where we stopped.
I don't know what the last thing is that y'all
Fuck.
heard. You gonna,
However,
what was the last words that you heard me say, or you didn't hear
I
any of
don't
that?
remember.
like as soon as you went into your spiel, it froze.
Just start over.
Well, what I was saying was we have countless examples of it,
Right.
and they still try to act like they don't know what we're talking about, and that's
Right.
exactly acting because it's clear. There's no denying what's going on. So it baffles my mind. Like you're outing yourself as a racist, just like we were saying with the
Just
other
like
situation.
this kneeling for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance. Like, how is that disrespecting the people who served this country? How did you even twist that around
Because
to
the
mean
president
that?
said it.
Huh?
Because the president said it.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, you can't be
And now
that.
y'all want to be out there kneeling in solidarity. Shut your dumb
Yeah,
mouth.
right. Because y'all basically were forced to watch a video of stuff that's been going on for years, but people just ain't been recording it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It hurt them. It hurt them because they actually saw it.
Mm-hmm.
So then it hit a spot. Like,
I guess my biggest concern, and one of the people I want to bring on the show is Chief Dobby, former police chief of DPD, because he's been talking about the whole defunding of the police department and how how it's needed because the money that's put into the police department and how they're not trying to do anything to police themselves, to
Mm-hmm.
like you see countless and countless of videos of people that are going too far for no apparent reason, and it's
Shooting
all
somebody should always be the last resort.
and it's all emotionally
Absolutely,
based.
man.
Like it's all like I saw a video of a guy getting pulled over, and at this point, man, whether you right or whether you wrong, just whatever they say, do it because at this point they don't care about your rights. So telling them about your rights is not going to do anything for you but escalate the situation. They tell you get out your car and you're really
They
not
not
supposed
gonna
to
end up
because
dead.
right. They tell you, hey, I need you to get out, but technically you don't have to get out. Get out the car. Like at this point,
See, you
just
Life or
comply.
death.
Yeah,
and
just
I hate to
comply.
say this. This last young man who he got shot 7 times in the back. I can't think of his name right now.
That's the
But
craziest story ever.
I watched that video.
Jacob, what's his name? Jacob.
Jacob something.
Blake.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
Bro, like what are you doing? Like you straight up walk around from one side of your car to the other. You open your car door like you about to go
No,
grab something.
no. Wait. Do you know what happened? Like, did you get the full story of what happened?
What? Because
He was breaking up a fight.
He was breaking up in a domestic violence fight. Like, it was a fight. Like, he was there to help, like, break up. And then when the police came, he like, all right, whatever. I'm about to go. So he went to leave. I
okay,
get it.
got you.
I get what you're saying. However,
But the
their
police
guns,
officer still had the gun on
their
you.
guns should, him going to his vehicle is not reason for their guns to have been drawn in the first place.
I absolutely agree with you, but
So
in the climate,
I get where
we
you're
live
I
in.
get where you're going with the climate, but we can't put this at his doorstep that he's the reason for his death.
Oh, I didn't say
He didn't
that.
die.
He didn't die.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say that was his fault, but I'm saying we're black. It's sad to say, but we got to think like 2-3 steps ahead in situations like
But
that.
that's essentially saying, hey, let them trample on your rights so you
Not
can
at all,
go
because I
home.
think the
That's
cop was absolutely wrong.
But then again, that goes back to what
the argument you're saying.
It's
The
so
argument you're saying is that he should have just stopped. He was not wrong to not have stopped. And there's other options that those officers could have taken.
Right.
They more than likely they probably carried tasers. Why are
Right.
officers not trained in hand-to-hand combat? Why are you not
Right.
able to like you don't have a do cops still carry billy clubs? I don't know.
First of all,
Like,
they ain't had no problem beating black people years ago,
yeah.
and now y'all resorted
like
to
if you
shooting them.
my failure to comply, and this is the argument that I hate when I like, because I read the comments on articles, because I just like to see how racist people are. Well, he should have complied. An innocent person doesn't run or doesn't walk away. Here's the thing. If I choose to run or walk away from the police, is that wrong? Sure. Can it be argued wrong? Whatever. But the fact that like I'm killed for that, that is highly unacceptable. That is not the correct response for me walking away from you. That you gonna kill me?
Yeah.
That's not how that works. You were trained different than that. You allowed this man to get to his car. You knew where he was going. Where'd you
Yeah,
think
that's another thing. What y'all I mean the whole taser thing.
But my thing
You basically
is,
walk behind him the whole time, holding your gun up to him. You let him open his door.
Right.
and then you unloaded. Like, here's the thing: if you wanted to just stop him, you could have shot him in the leg. Whatever,
Dog, you could have
like,
tackled him to the ground. He wasn't the only police officer there.
You could have did a lot of things, but the fact that they not only waited till he got to his car and unloaded 7 times, from what I was told in the reports I read, his children was in the car also.
Yeah.
So you waited till this man got to the car, and that was one of the things that Chief Dobby was talking about, is that we're not trained this way. Like the things that he was
I
saying, like,
guarantee he felt disrespected, and that's
oh,
what
oh,
that's what
yeah,
that's what
it's an
I
emotion.
believe that's what
Oh,
happened
yeah,
with George Floyd,
it's all
right?
emotion. It's all
Because all
it's
these
all
people
emotion.
got
yelling
this.
at this cop, telling him to get his knee off his neck. He can't
Oh,
breathe. He
I'm the
basically like,
law.
you're not about to tell me what to do. I'm gonna stay
It
here all
is.
day.
I'm the law.
It's a power play. When
Yeah,
I'm the
you
law.
have
for
that
sure.
badge, you have a lot of power. So
I'm
you
the law.
whatever you say goes.
Yeah,
So if I tell you to do something, you have to do it because I got me a badge
I'm the
and
yeah.
law.
a
In that
And
situation
when you
too,
don't, and I feel disrespected, I'm gonna shoot you.
in that situation too, it was probably a little bit of also, oh, let him get to his car so I can say I thought he was gonna get
Yeah,
something out, or
he was reaching for
like
something.
that was all part of the play because we
you
all
let
know
that
how.
man walk around his car.
Yeah, like if you was
Like,
really that afraid, you would have jumped on him before he got there.
yes,
So you let him turn his back and reach in the car or whatever he was doing, and then okay, cool, green light. Right.
I saw a video online where a guy, I guess was reckless driving. Cop pulled him over, got out the car. He chased the cop down. The cop ran away. The cop had a taser out, not the gun. Turned around, tased the guy. Guy was, I guess, off something. He hulked up,
Ate it.
oh, snatched the taser thing out, ran towards the cop. Cop like, oh shit, broke 9,000. Dude runs away from his car, jumps in the cop car, peels off. Not one time did he ever think or try to reach for his gun, which at this point, I would think you had the right to.
was he white?
Of course he was white.
Girl,
Of course he was white.
As the
Listen,
undriven
I had to ask.
it's been several videos where they were walking down the streets with assault rifles in front of the cops, like, yeah, what? And
And
they
they feel
arguing.
comfortable.
Didn't that just happen?
They're
in
Yes,
Kenosha,
arguing.
Wisconsin.
yes.
Yeah,
That
they
just
were
happened.
arguing, like arguing,
Listen,
arguing.
Is that
listen.
Wisconsin?
I have a feeling that I know what it is, right? White people feel like black people have a reason to hate them.
Mhm.
We don't show it, so they're waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm for real. Like literally, like we have ammunition to hate you and want to like kill you, right? But we don't.
Mm-hmm.
We just ask for our fair share, right? And y'all turn up because they fear us.
Mhm.
And
But
mostly they fear black men.
I get the fear thing, right? But you have something in your hand that could
I meant
easily.
that in general. Like just
No,
how
I get
they
it. I get
yeah.
it. Right. I get it.
Yeah.
So you fear what I could possibly do to you because of all this suppressed anger from whatever happened in my life,
What you might
or
deserve, and you
what
think
I
you might get it one
right.
day.
So
Mhm.
I get that. But however, you pull me over at a traffic stop and I'm answering your questions, whatever the case may be, and you immediately draw on me, and I don't, my hands up here, and you come like this, you know what I'm saying, to the car because you're fearful. Okay, I get it. It's a lot going on. But if I'm up here and you don't see nothing, at some point we need to just have this conversation. But you still gun drawn on me, and but you're still
That's
fearful
ignorant.
for your life. Like
Crazy.
how are you still fearful for your life
When you're the one in control of the
in this
situation.
position?
But
I
that's why
fear
they
for
pull
my
the
life.
trigger so fast because they're scared.
Man, that's crazy.
The
That ain't the
irrational
position for
fear.
somebody to be scared.
Mhm.
No, no, no,
You
not
want to
at
be a
all.
police officer, you're supposed to be out there saving lives,
Right, that's what you got in the job for. Whereas
protecting
you
Protect
people.
and
get
serve.
beat up in middle school and high school, and you needed the power, because that's what I
Yep.
personally think for a lot of
Oh,
people.
I
Not
definitely agree with
all
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa. Say that one more time.
that they used to get beat up. They were the
Yeah.
ones that were getting bullied,
And
and then
that's their way to like be in some type of control, be the
yep,
Hmm.
authority.
Yep. And then they go and they be the top of their class. Oh, I'm gonna be the best.
Yep.
I'm gonna be that guy. So when I go out and
hmm
anything happen, they gonna ride for me because I'm that guy. I'm a good old
Mhm.
boy.
hmm
Mm.
Mhm.
All right.
I
Well,
really believe what you said, Tiffany.
yeah, that's
Oh,
definitely a
Yeah.
fact.
when we're offline, I'll tell you a story.
Ah.
All right. Well,
Mm.
I'll use that as a segue into just 2020 as a whole, man. This has been a bumpy ride, like, and it's not even over. We got about 5 more months left or something like that. It's
Mm.
well, not, what, 4 months, yeah, something like that.
Four.
And
Or
it's
this it. Yeah, like
it's
three after this, but this month just started.
it's
It's
been a
three
real
full months left.
Mm-hmm.
it's been a real bumpy ride, and I'm like I'm more scared than indifferent to see what the rest of life is going to be like. I used to be indifferent, like, we'll get through it.
Yeah.
But I don't know anymore. Like, you got places that I never thought that would be doing massive layoffs. The airline, like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Massive layoffs. Um, I ride past, your certain places that you haven't been in months, and whatever you're doing, you in your travels, you may end up riding in a certain area, and this store closed, this store closed, this store closed, this
Yeah.
store ain't there no more. Like, Jesus Christ, like,
Yeah.
I'm interested. It's a lot I still wanted to do with my life. There's a lot of places I wanted to travel, and borders are still closed, and it's just I
It's a weird
I don't
time.
know. We're living in very different times.
I mean, I
I
think it's one of those situations you got to literally take one, cherish every day that you're allowed to have, and take it one day at a time.
like
Like
my
I didn't
boy.
got to the point where I'm like, I'm gonna just focus on today and this week, and see what happens.
See what
We'll just
happens.
see what happens next week. Like,
Yeah.
Like my boy got married via Zoom. Like, that's crazy. I mean, it was cool. I mean, I'm sure it's economically
yeah,
savvy, but it was crazy. Like,
Shout out to the power of love that, like, hey, they weren't about to let
yeah.
a
COVID slow
pandemic
them
stopped
down.
them.
Oh, a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah,
yeah.
I
I
have a
think a
living
lot.
room wedding next week that I'm going to. So
You got a what?
a living room wedding that I'm going to
Oh
next week.
wow.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what theirs was. It was in their living room, but they just broadcasted it via Zoom. Like, the officiant she was the one that ran the Zoom. Like, she did it or
Oh,
whatever,
she
and
wasn't even there?
she wasn't even there.
Wow.
She wasn't even there.
Dang.
She did everything via Zoom, and she had them. They had to, like, for their marriage certificate. Everything had to be like, because she recorded it for them also, so they
Mm,
can have the document and then she can have the document. So it's almost like getting something notarized right now. You have to
yeah.
do it via Zoom.
Mm.
You show your ID to the screen, and they have to see you sign. You put the paper up, and then you send it off, and then they'll do what they got to do and send it off, whatever the case may be. But
Yeah.
it was different, man. It was crazy. But I mean, the fact that we're evolving and we're figuring out ways to to still kind of
To still survive.
yeah, to congregate with each other and still, have that closeness.
Hmm.
It's cool, but like I said, I do want some normalcy to come back. What I'm used to. I mean, and it's funny,
Yeah.
how we watch these movies. Like, for instance, like what was that? iRobot. It was supposed to be taking place in like 2030 or
20,
something, which is like
yeah,
it's like 10 years
25.
away from now. And we watch all these different movies about how they
Wow.
think the world is going to evolve and how it's going to change. And you be like, oh, whatever. But if you sit and think about it, something has happened in order for things to evolve and to change. And this could be what happened to push us into a different realm of life, a different realm of doing things, and and
Hmm.
communication and so on and so forth. So I don't know. I mean, I'm interested to see, but 2020 has been a rough ride.
I think that we, as people, adapt. We'll be okay. We just
Hmm.
gotta ride it out. Like, and
That's
I,
literally what life is, adapting with change, technically, right? Like you don't have a choice. Like you got to
you
find a
either
way to
adapt or
cope with
die.
everything. That's
Yeah.
literally like that's living, like coping with change and making the best out of it.
I
Yeah,
have a different perspective on 2020. I think so I've had more than my fair share of losses. Obviously due to
Oh, you
COVID, and
about to say what I was thinking. Go ahead.
this year has been rough or whatever. But I think that 2020, I think, is going to turn out to be, we're going to look back later and it's going to be one of the biggest blessings that we will have experienced. I think that we were all running at a very high rate of speed, and COVID stopped us all in our tracks and forced us to like be with ourselves. I personally think like a lot of people don't like themselves, and it's hard for them to just be with themselves. That's why they're always at the club, always at a party, always need to be around people, because they're trying to avoid dealing with their own bullshit. I think that like people, like you pay for a place to live, you pay for your house, but you never there. There was times I was getting up, leaving, I'd be going, get to work by 8:00. I wouldn't get home until midnight, and I'd be up at 6:30 doing it again the next day. Like I'm paying to live somewhere that I don't get to experience. Like
you paying to sleep over.
Yeah. Like, and I think that like it's forced us, we're gonna look back and see what this is probably the only time that like you're going to be able to like just be home, be in your space, and have had this break. Because typically once you start working at whatever age you start like that real full-time job, the likelihood of you stopping in between there, if you don't get pregnant, have some real sickness, or taking care of a family member, you working pretty much
Ain't no stopping.
damn near until you die or till you retire. So this gave, for me at least, it gave you that break, that like that breather, that refresher. And I think a lot of people are going to start new businesses. They're going to come out stronger. They're going to be better people. They're being forced to now do the work on themselves because you can't avoid yourself sitting at home.
Yeah.
And they're going to be, we are all going to be better people for it. That's my hope. But you know, we'll see.
For me,
I don't think this Black Lives movement would have been so successful if, for some reason, if we weren't all going through a pandemic. Like people were already,
it wouldn't have. People had to stop and pay attention. So, and
everybody had the time to do it.
Yeah. I literally said that. I said a lot of these people out here because they bored. Because
I think that's just like the basketball team protesting or not playing or canceling their games. Like they're aware of that and they're doing this. I'm glad they are, to say, hey, like pay attention still. Don't think we're back and now it's a distraction for you to BS and ignore what's going on. But for me, 2020, same like with what you were saying, Tiff, I had a lot of loss and of course, we've lost people in the media and everything like that. So what it's really made me focus on is that tomorrow is not promised. And it's really validated a lot of the things that are important to me and keeping me from putting stuff off like I have been in certain arenas, because you don't know what's going to happen. And it's a lot of uncertainty just in general. And I think before, you feel like, oh, I'm young, or I have time, or, as long as I do this by the time I'm 40 or by the time I'm 50, but like, who knows if that's going to happen. So it's actually taken, I guess the overall thing is that's for the better, because it'll help, me work on things and not put stuff off. But it started off kind of dark in that regard. But now is the time, hopefully, for things to continue to reemerge and stay focused on doing things and take it step by step, but not put stuff off. Because I was doing that a lot, and now I feel like getting better with that.
Thinking you had time.
It's almost like that movie, what was it, Out of Time, with Justin Timberlake. When they were born, they had unlimited time up until their 25th birthday. And then all they had was 24 hours, and either they had to work to gain time.
Get more time. Yeah.
They had to work to gain time, but their currency was also time. So it made you value what you were spending your money on, because you want to get this Snickers. It's 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Is this Snickers worth that 20 minutes? So if you start valuing your time like that, like, like Tiff was saying, like to sit and take time with yourself and start to realize what you were really doing and how you were wasting so much time and doing a lot
Mm-hmm.
of frivolous stuff. If you start to value your time like that movie, man, that I think that'll do a difference for the world. If
I've
you had
never
to,
told so many people that my time is valuable in
yeah,
my life, other than this year.
yeah, it is because
Yeah.
you can't get it back, and once you
Mm-hmm.
spend it on whatever you spent it on, hopefully it's gonna give you the return you want. Because if not,
Mm-hmm.
you
It's
just sitting
gone.
there, with apology. But yeah. So
Uh,
before we get out of here, I think Tiff had something that's going on. You spoke about the Detroit Homecoming.
You scared me. I'm like, excuse me?
hey,
Okay.
wait, y'all, you didn't agree to speak on anything.
I'm like, wait a minute. We didn't discuss this. Okay, so on September 21st through the 25th, there's a Detroit Homecoming, sponsored by pretty much all the huge organizations in the city, Rocket, Ford, DTE, the Kellogg Foundation. And it is, I guess, the overall goal. You thought I was prepared, but it went away. The Detroit Homecoming provides Detroit expats with a series of dynamic speakers to help us collectively explore solutions that will help the city of Detroit overcome challenges presented by the COVID-19 pandemic. Due to safety and health concerns, this year's events will include a mix of virtual and outdoor COVID-safe programming. And if you want to attend, you're going to have to go online and apply to attend. And they've got like a lot of people come in. Byron Allen, who a lot of people don't know, is like caked up, and he owns the Weather Channel. Like Byron Allen has money.
Yeah, that was a major play he did buying the Weather Channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
The president of Ford, the Ford Foundation, I'm sorry, who's a black man, the COO of Starbucks, the former CEO of Twitter will be here. So it seems like a place to
Wow.
rub elbows and meet influential people.
Hmm.
When is this again?
It is September 21st through 25th.
I'm interested.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to go check it out.
Yeah.
Maybe we can figure out a day for one of the,
A
I
group
guess,
outing.
yeah, one of the
We should
outdoor events.
apply. We have to
Yeah.
apply.
So let's do that. What's the website again?
The website that you'll need to go to is DetroitHomecoming.com. A nice Google search would probably get you there.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay, but it's
so
fine.
you one of those.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm never gonna ask you for an address, phone number, website.
Google will absolutely.
That's terrible.
Let
The
Thank
you
you.
sad part,
know.
the sad part is that you're there now, and you can just tell
Right.
me.
Well,
But
I
no, but
provided
no,
the website,
but no,
and
no.
then
That's
I
not
said
that.
Google it.
No, no. That wasn't enough. You had to
Mm-hmm.
put a little extra sauce on it. Like, yeah, you could have just. I told you what it was. I'm sure if you would have just typed in Detroit Homecoming,
It
all
should
the
Tiffany
be the
love
first
information.
link.
disrespecting you.
First link will be
Yeah.
the one you'll need to click on. It's
Oh. Okay. You
very
got that
straightforward
information though.
there.
All right. Anybody got any final thoughts?
Stay dangerous.
Right.
Stay dangerous.
What you say?
Stay
Stay
dangerous.
dangerous.
That's all I got. Nipsey taught us that.
I just want to keep encouraging everyone to get checked out. I think this Chadwick Boseman thing kind of shines some light again. To if you feel like you're young or you're not of age to start going, oh, I have nothing wrong with me. Get checked out. Do your annual screening. See your general provider or primary provider at least once a year. Your insurance, because this stuff, it can get you at any age. The personality used to be we're being things that we weren't before. So please stay on top of your health. I hope everyone went to the doctor already this year. If you haven't, you have 4 more months to do so. So that's it.
Guess I should sign on up.
Y'all trying to
Yeah,
think, did
yeah. I
you
don't
go?
think I've been this
I mean, I've been
year.
to the dentist twice.
Uh, uh,
Oral health is important too,
Yeah.
but
It
oral health,
definitely is
man.
because there's no pain like oral
Oh,
pain.
man,
listen. If you've ever had
That's the worst
anything
pain I've ever had in my
done,
life.
Mm-hmm.
like, how many people
is it
on
good?
here has had braces or Invisalign or something like that, where you were going to the dentist a lot?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You've
Yes.
had it. So, did you all notice when you were, now you're like focused on your mouth because you're going every week and they're telling you different things. You start to focus on other people's mouths, and it's like that's nasty. Like when you realize what plaque really look like,
There's like
and
a
you can
buildup
see,
of
oh
up your
my
teeth.
God,
How you
Y'all,
don't feel that?
like you be like you can you just
I can scrape
ooh
that
like
one up with my
I can
finger.
I
y'all
can
should
get
see
it
some
like
of the teeth I see at work.
oh baby
Teeth are my
it was
thing.
crazy. Like after my first couple of checkups, I was around like some family members, and they got to talking. I'm like, I just zoomed right in, like, "Ugh, you nasty, nasty. Like you don't floss. You don't like it. It's like another
Man,
layer of a tooth. Like it's almost up here. Like how don't you? You don't feel that? That you can feel that. Like I can feel when my teeth are dirty. Like
yeah.
when you rub
Yeah.
your tongue across it, I can feel that. So
Hmm.
I know you can feel
Which
this.
means your mouth is nasty.
Oh my God. So oral health
Who
is
you be out here
man.
kissing? Nasty mouth.
Oh,
Somebody, somebody.
oh man, that's like I
Teeth are
think
that's
Your
I
insurance
think
also covers 2 cleanings a month, so use it.
a
a month,
month or a year.
I
a
mean, a year.
year.
A
Oh, I'm
year.
I
like,
said
I
like
be getting
type of
shafted.
like what type of
I meant a
insurance?
year.
Like Jesus, they
Mm.
giving me the okie doke.
Mm,
Aaron, any final
Mm.
thoughts?
Please vote.
mm.
A lot of the things we discussed today, and a lot of the stuff we didn't even get a chance to talk about, like they might not like impact you individually, but they impact a lot of people. So even if you on that whole like my vote don't count, just do a little research and do it anyway.
Mhm.
Um, I think my last thought is we just need to do better, just continue to
Hello.
keep doing better. We're doing okay. We just need to keep doing better. Like we were talking about earlier about like this, a lot of people getting into the stock market and creating different avenues of income. And I think this is the one of the things that I got from what Tiffany was saying is that you know this we can turn it into a blessing. Like it don't have to be just a dark cloud that
Hmm.
indentation in your life where you're like, oh, 2020. You can actually find some positivity in this, and
That's true.
having the time that we didn't have before is a major thing. And I think the best thing that we can all do with that is start to create different avenues of generational wealth. And within the stock market, getting into real estate, coming out
Hmm.
with a business, whatever the case may be. I think at the end of the day, everyone should have at least one or two or three, not one or two, at least two or three different streams of income. Because just like we say, tomorrow's not promised, your job not promised. At any given
Hello.
time, they could walk in like, yes, so
I brought a box for you.
Yeah,
Friday's your last day. Like
that's
what?
honest.
Because I mean, we're at will state. You're an at will employee. They can terminate you just as well as you can quit on them at any given time. And we just need to stop getting get out of the position where we're hand to mouth. Like
Hmm.
I live for the day, and I think I'm getting there where I can go somewhere and I'm out with friends or I'm on a vacation and I can swipe my card and not worry about it. And I'd be
Yeah,
like, dang, did the rent come out? Let me think. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like that's a comfort that I yearn for, and I think that's something a level of security that you can get to, and you can start passing that on. So just do better. Continue to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and just do
Invest in
better.
yourself a little bit more. And I don't even
Yeah.
necessarily say like, oh, you got to go out and like start a business because like owning a business
Re-
ain't for everybody. Invest
read
in
more.
yourself as far as your time. Like
Yeah.
develop a craft, learn something new. We've all been spending months at home. Like
Yeah.
this
Hmm.
is the time
Yeah,
somebody
so
could have got a certification and come out with a whole new job.
I mean, and even if it's not even that, just like with the self um, development, like read more.
Yeah.
Work on your handwriting. Like mine's is terrible. I
Yeah.
probably should have been doing that. Work
Just the
on,
little yeah, the pay attention to the little things. Yeah.
if you weren't the best at math, let's jump on you. We go to
Mhm.
YouTube and Google for everything else. Let's get
Yeah.
better in something that you were bad at. I mean, the way that they're teaching kids, a lot of people have children, they can't even help them with their homework because the
Mhm.
way that
It's
the
just new
the,
math.
that new math, that
The
arithmetic
Common
they
Core.
talking about is, it's the way that the teaching styles have changed. Like
Mhm.
just do something different. Like I think if you take at least an hour out of every day to give to yourself to make you better, I think at the end of it all, you will be a better
Yeah.
person.
When we go back to normal, like you'll have a new normal.
Yeah. So
I don't
Yeah.
think
that's
that we will like
no,
we
it'll
don't
never be the same.
we don't know that normal like that was then. Like
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
we
don't
That's
think
true.
that's a
yeah.
reality for us.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever gonna go back to that because even once a vaccine or a cure comes out, you're gonna have certain people that are just gonna be different. They're gonna feel different, look at things different, and they're gonna
That's
operate
true.
different. And that's gonna
Vaccine,
be
I
their new
mean,
normal.
Tuskegee was a real thing, all right? Like I can't be the first one, the
Yeah.
second or the third. Like
Or the
I'm
15th
coming.
girl.
Can't do it. And
So
unfortunately, because we've been treated how we've been treated as
Bad.
Black people, historically, a lot of Black people just won't trust it.
no,
Yeah.
you have people that don't get vaccine, period,
Now.
like
Yeah.
I
at
don't get the
all.
flu shot
I
at
don't either.
all.
No,
I
I
don't
get it.
either.
I get it because I was raised in a household with a medical professional, so she rode for the vaccine. So
You ain't gonna catch me walking backwards.
Oh shit.
all right, cuz that's it. We appreciate everybody tuning in as always. Catch us, next time. This has been the Culture Cure. This is your coach, so be a part of the cure. Peace.
Peace
Bye.
out.